Now we got these guys. Speakeasy. Emmanuel Acho, motherfucking Shady Mccoy. They're Shador Sanders dick riders, man. I'm a call it like I see it, Brody. Like, y'all riding Shador so hard without him proving to y'all that he even deserves to be the guy. So I'll just be hearing some outlandish shit from these guys, man. So we're gonna speed through this though. And Shady.
I believe it absolutely is a Colin Kaepernick Shador situation. I believe it absolutely.
Oh my God. He said it's a Colin Kaepernick Shador situation. That's wild. Off the rip.
Damn.
Off the rip, you tripping like that, boy?
Absolutely.
Then how do you believe that it's not that? What?
Because it is. The dilemma with Colin Kaepernick was not that.
Okay, so we're gonna go over what Rex Ryan said as well, but Rex Ryan on Shador, this kid talks and he runs his mouth. You should be embarrassed that you're not the QB now.
He was not talented enough to be in the NFL. The dilemma with Colin Kaepernick is that he wasn't talented enough to be worth upsetting the decision makers of the NFL.
Right.
I'm not a decision maker. Shady not a decision maker. Furthermore, I'm black. So if I'm making a decision, it's probably going to air pro Shador, especially if you're talented, with all due respect. And pro Kaepernick, because I had no issue with what Colin Kaepernick was doing. But if your talent does not match your distraction, then they will not make room for you. If your distraction is greater than or equal to your talent, they will not make room for you. If Shador Sanders had Cam Newton talent, he would have been drafted #1.
Exactly.
So that's the only rub here. The only rub is if your talent don't match it, then they don't make room for you. What Shady say about Tyreek Hill? Tyreek Hill's so talented, I don't care about that off the field.
But can we stick to college though? Because with Kaepernick, we found out that he was good, but he wasn't good enough for all the distractions, right? If Tom Brady was taking these, everybody's going, okay, we still gonna use him.
Correct.
So let's get away from the NFL part. Let's go back to college though, because you keep talking about Shador and Cam. They're not in the same class. Cam was the #1 pick overall for a reason. So let's go straight to college. In college, Cam Ward, Shador Sanders was the most talked about two, right?
Yeah.
So he was supposed to go first round at the worst.
Yeah.
That's my problem with Shady. What you mean he's supposed to go first round at the worst? Do you see all them NFL teams and the quarterbacks that they got? There was only probably 2 or 3 real open spots for a quarterback, for a rookie quarterback to enter in the NFL in this last draft. There weren't too many areas for a new quarterback to go. The quarterback market is shrinking right now. So for you to say he's supposed to go first, I disagree with that. To be honest, the only 2 teams who needed a quarterback was the first team that picked, which is the Tennessee Titans, and as well as the New York Football Giants. And they both picked quarterbacks in the first round, not named Shador. Every other team had a good excuse. Every other team had a Kyler Murray, a Jaden Daniels, a Caleb Williams, Dak Prescott, a Jalen Hurts, a Tua. Even I don't fuck with Tua. But every other team had a good excuse as to why they did not need to spend first round draft pick capital on a quarterback of Shador Sanders' stature. That's my problem with Shady, bro. Shady just be saying shit, bro. Like, I don't care what Shador did in college. When you measure him up against his new peers, he doesn't measure up well. And on and off the field, or even in the locker room.
That's my point. I don't care about how talented you are. You were good enough that we all thought you was going first round number 1 or number 2 quarterback. And then out of nowhere, you go to the 5th round and you tell me you don't think the NFL had nothing to do with that?
They obviously have some.
I mean, the NFL obviously has something to do with that, but did he get picked in the right, correct round? If you ask me, I believe I just would not have spent a first round draft pick on a Shador Sanders. If he's not able to, and it's a shame that they chose that the league chose to take a strong stance on Shador Sanders when a couple years ago anybody that played QB is going in the first round. So it's a shame that they chose Shador to stop they stopped the buck with Shador, man. It's like, all this guaranteed first round shit for a college quarterback. Let's shut that shit up. Needless to say, there weren't too many areas for Shador to be drafted to, realistically. Would I take Kyler Murray over Shador? Stop playing. Even Tua. Like, Tua gets the ball out. Nah, I would take Shador over Tua. So that was the possible. So, and that's because he be hurt. The Steelers, they were an option. They passed on him multiple times. So what did they not see that Shady sees? And Shady not even in the locker room. Shady don't know Shador like that. You know him from a distance. These NFL teams had got scouts and undercover guys to scout these guys out to really find out who they are.
Something to do with because they drafted. But here's what
that is crazy
here's
to
what
me.
And then you can't, bro, Shady, bro, you can't blame him, bro. Like, well, I can't say that, because if I was in a position and if I believe Shador was a first round draft pick, I would pick him first round, no matter who his father is. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. But yeah.
You're telling, hold on, because let me woosah quickly. Are you telling me Shador had nothing to do with that?
Exactly. Because Shady, you just talking from one standpoint, Brody. What did Shador do that led to him being looked over as many times as he was looked over?
I'll concede.
Yeah,
I will concede. In the conversation,
I would say that. I would probably say that one thing he probably could have did better at, and then it's hard to even say he could have did better, because when you think you're going so high, you got juice, you got power. You start saying, I don't want to do that at the combine. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do it. Everybody's doing it over the years. Has been doing it.
Yeah.
It's not like something just happened. So
yeah, but he's not that good to just say, I don't need to do this at the combine. Like, Shador had answers, had questions he still needed to answer. So skipping the combine didn't help him. Obviously. Going to the combine would have helped, because, then you got your supporters that have something to go off of to support you on. But you slow your momentum, you slow your train down, Shador Sanders, when you decide not to do certain things.
I don't mind that part. Only thing is, once he's seen all the reports about how he was acting, he probably should take a step back.
Yeah.
Right? Because now I just want to get drafted. But he's not thinking like it's that big of a deal, because I'm supposed to go top 1 or top 2. So, yes. I ain't gonna say yes. I'm not gonna, because I'm trying to think of a reason why it could have changed.
Then I can't.
But why we changing though? This is what I like that you do though.
Why we changing what?
Why do I gotta change for anybody?
Let's play that again.
You do though. Why do I gotta change for anybody?
That's a great question. Why do you have to change for anybody, Shady McCoy? Why does Shador Sanders have to change for anybody? First of all, because he's not that good.
Damn.
Shador Sanders has to change who he is, because he's just not that good.
Damn.
And I don't know where this false sense of entitlement came from. Shador Sanders is just not that good.
Damn.
to be acting the way he be acting.
Damn.
Bro, I'm watching the game like, yo, get the ball out your hands. Get the ball out your hands. If not, run. Like, stop making stupid decisions. The quarterback has every decision to make. Unless you're just being ran down on by the defensive line, the quarterback can either, for a right-hander, run to your right, keep your head upfield and make a pass downfield, or run to your right out of bounds, or run to your right, throw out, or run to your left, throw out. Throw the ball away. And too many times we see him trying to run this way, run that way. It seemed like he was trying to avoid interceptions, which, you know, of course, make him look good at the end of the day because he got his yards. But did we get the wins that we expected to get? So let's go back. What was
I ain't gonna say who. Why do I gotta change for anybody? Like,
you also have to change because maybe the person that you are isn't the person that you need to be. Damn. Maybe you need to change who you are because the person you are is not the person you need to be.
Damn.
Hey man, it's real ism out here, man. And all this shit, all this game for free too. This game is free. Don't let nobody sell it to you. This game is free. You just gotta sit back and watch from the bleachers sometimes. Shador, you have to change who you are because you're no longer in college.
Damn.
So your demeanor, your attitude is not going to work with 25 and 30-year-olds, 35-year-olds, all pros, millionaires, multi-millionaires. Your demeanor is not going to work if we don't see you putting in that work.
Damn.
Because as soon as, bro, I hope you get in there and I hope you ball out one day, bro. Real shit. But if you go in there and you stink it up, do you understand what that does for you?
Damn.
If you go in there and stink it up, it's going to be real hard for you out here.
Damn.
It was already hard getting you drafted. Can you imagine being the backup quarterback and being talked about more than the starting quarterback? No team is going to want that. It's going to make it hard for you to even find another team to go with. It's going to have to be someone who has the utmost respect for Deion Sanders. But at the same time, even with the respect of Deion Sanders, you still have to be objective and real and tell Shador what the real is. Is he that guy or is he not? And let's stop sugarcoating it. And let's get better at that. Let's get better. Shador, you're not that good right now.
Damn.
Let's get better.
Damn.
Develop.
Damn.
I can't believe you denied Baltimore.
Damn.
I can't believe you denied the Eagles and Philly.
Damn.
The two best places for you to develop and become the best you can be.
Damn.
The two organizations where they ain't scared to pull a trigger on the quarterback.
Damn.
The Eagles let go of a potential MVP quarterback, a number 2 overall pick at quarterback. The Eagles let go of him. The Eagles let go of Nick Foles, who took them to a Super Bowl, or helped take them to a Super Bowl and helped win the Super Bowl. The Eagles got rid of him with the swiftness. Now, Jalen Hurts took the Eagles to a Super Bowl and won it. But we got to admit that Jalen Hurts' gameplay is not always pretty. Now, if they would have brought Shador into Philadelphia and they would have had him for 1 or 2 years to really mold him, I can see Shador outplaying Jalen Hurts. Because what's going to happen is Jalen Hurts' play is going to drop either by pressure from Shador or just by natural regression. And who was next in the play? Shador Sanders. And then you play for a year and a half, and then you get paid. But you get paid, and your career trajectory is still on the ups. With Cleveland, it's the stock market up and down, up and down. And even when you leave Cleveland, you might be up, you might be down. There's no guarantee.
I don't say who. Watch if anybody. When my job is, I play football. My swagger, my brand is what it is. Yep. I've never gotten no trouble with the law. I've never had.
Again, Shady. What date is this? This is 1 day ago. Today is October 7th. October 2nd. 1 day ago they put this out. Shady, bro, my man got two speeding tickets this off season. What are you talking about? That's what I'm saying, bro. You can't be a blind supporter. I don't respect blind supporters, man. I respect supporters that support their own, but they also hold their own to the fire to make sure that their own stays on top of their game.
I know domestic violence. All I do, the crime you want to commit me for, is I got swagger and I'm black and I talk like a certain way. I'm not.
He got swagger. He's black. And he talks a certain way. The talk a certain way part, I don't think there's no issue there. The swagger. Look, we talking about football only, right? Shador does have a certain swagger that's not warranted for his gameplay. And it's not because of the color of his skin. Come on now. It's like these niggas love Lamar Jackson. Come on now. And Lamar be shitting his pants. But he don't. But even though Lamar, you could tell, like, but then Shador, and this is my problem. This is going beyond football. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop culture controls our youth in ways that it doesn't for other demographics. Shador grew up with money and he's into hip hop music, so he's going to act, dress a certain way, which is unfortunate because for some reason, black people, we only do that shit. I don't know why. But Shador, it's just gonna take some time, man. It's gonna take some time. It's not because he's black. It's not because he's black. Come on now. These people love Jalen Hurts. Now, don't get me wrong. Jalen Hurts is your quintessential, role model. I wouldn't say Shador cannot be a role model in the future, but I would say Jalen Hurts is definitely more of a role model than Shador or anyone else at this point, to be honest. Patrick Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes' father's black as black can be. So Pat Mahomes is a black man. Like I said, Lamar Jackson. So, like, it's not because he's black. It's not because the way he talk. Not because of the way he walk. It might be the way he carries himself. Like I said, he's just not that guy, and we all know it. Like, he carries himself like Deion Prime, like Deion Primetime Sanders, but his talent level is nowhere near Deion Primetime Sanders. That's why he has the haters he has, because there's no humility in his game. You think you could run? You think you could beat a defensive end to the sideline? Are you stupid? You've never been fast in anything when it comes to moving your feet.
That's his process. Only crime.
You don't have to change. You don't have to change.
Oh, man.
I'm just saying it behooves you to temporarily fake out these people so you can get what you want out of them.
Why I gotta do that?
It's not really fake out. It's maturing, bruh. Like, hip hop culture is not. It's the hip hop culture, bruh. You can mature in hip hop culture.
Because think about it, Shady.
I'm supposed to be a top two quarterback in the draft.
Have you ever met with the CEO or gone to a restaurant, whatever, and then all of a sudden you hang out with the person off the clock and you're like, wait, you have tattoos? And you didn't realize, they're covering up their tattoos while they're at work. Mm. In theory, why they got to change? But certain situations and certain occupations dictate that you make yourself a certain type of presentable. I did not make the rules.
Yeah.
I did not make them.
Well,
I don't think it's a rule. I just think Shador if he was really that guy, he could drop his nuts like he really that guy, but he's not. His talent level does not speak to the way he carries himself. So it's like, bro, there's no humility. So people going to treat you, your haters going to treat you however they want to treat you.
We in certain occupations, we might not cuss. We might not say certain words. We might not do certain things because that's just the nature of the beast.
Can I be honest? And this is the God honest truth. I'm a flashy guy.
Yep.
I like big chains. I like all that. Right? You don't let me wear my big chain because you said it makes it the mic.
It's the mic.
When I was getting drafted, I was, I think, the 5th running back, 2nd round, something like that.
Yeah.
If I would have been Reggie Bush, right, and I went to USC and I did all that stuff he did, and I was the number 1 or number 2 pick, I would have been myself. I would have had chains on, right? Because I'm a respectful dude, but I'm flashy.
Correct.
I would have had chains. I'd act a certain way. But going in the 2nd round, and I was late 1st round, early 2nd round. So I had to come in there and play this game for all these people and act like this and act like that. And yes, sir. But you know what? I felt so fake and phony.
That's your fault. But nah, see, this is what I'm saying. Bro. Hey, Shady, if you going to talk to these folks, talk to these folks. Don't spit venom in the bloodstream of our young black men. I know I took it a little too far, man, but for real, dog, like, I'm not going to let you sit here and say some shit like that at your mouth. You know why you went in there like you went in there? Because you didn't go as high as you felt you should have gone, which took a shot to your ego. So that big gaudy chain, you felt like you ain't deserve it. The problem is a guy like Shador still feels like he deserves it, even though he's not it. Now, there's nothing wrong with walking around like you're number one quarterback or first round draft pick. But do you understand that you're not a first round draft pick, Shador Sanders? That's the issue. And if you ask Shador Sanders today, are you a 5th round draft pick? He's gonna say hell no. Even though that's what he is.
I needed to do it, you know why? Because my parents, we didn't have money like that.
Yeah.
Right? We wasn't poor, but we didn't have no big house like you do now. We didn't have the new cars. We had none of that. The difference is Shador, they got all that.
Sure.
We got houses, we got cars, and I'm supposed to be the number 1 or number 2 quarterback in the draft. So I don't have to come in there and play puppet for y'all to make y'all happy and comfortable. I can be myself.
It's not about playing puppet. It's about knowing your position and knowing that you keep talking about number 1 and 2 quarterback in the draft. Let's talk about where you rank in the NFL. You gonna make me do this? I meant to do this a little later. We're gonna do this right now.